I never planned on raising a cat who thinks he's a co-pilot. But sometimes, life hands you a little ball of fur and attitude, and you just follow their lead. That's what happened with Beef. He wasn't supposed to stay. He wasn't even supposed to be mine. But one ordinary morning changed everything, and so did he. It was early, just before sunrise, and I was heading out for my usual coffee run. I barely unlocked the car door when Beef came flying out of nowhere and leaped straight into the passenger seat. No hesitation, no doubt, just this wide-eyed kitten looking up at me like, "Where are we going?" I stood there, keys in hand, stunned. I hadn't even invited him. But I swear, the look on his face said it all. "I'm coming with you." So I sighed, laughed under my breath, and said, "All right, Beef. If you're this determined, let's go." That was the beginning of something I never expected. A friendship, a partnership, and, in a way, a shared journey of healing and joy. Beef and I met during a rescue call. I've been involved in animal rescue for over 2 decades now. It's not glamorous. It's not easy. But it's honest work. A woman had reported a litter of kittens left in an alley. Their mother was nowhere to be found. The area was cold, dirty, and unsafe. I went to check it out and found them huddled behind a dumpster, barely old enough to keep their eyes open. And then I saw him, this little guy who was already trying to climb toward me. His body was tiny, but his presence, massive. There was something about him. I knew right then that he wasn't just another rescue. I took the litter in and began the usual care: bottle feeding, warmth, gentle handling. They were all so fragile. But Beef was different. He didn't just want to be safe. He wanted to be with me. Every time I moved, he followed. Every time I opened a door, he tried to go through it with me. If I stepped into the garden, there he was, right behind me, climbing over flower pots and chasing butterflies. It became impossible to leave the house without him trying to squeeze through the door. He'd wait by the window when I left and run to greet me when I returned. The attachment wasn't just cute, it was deep. He had chosen me in a way that felt so personal, so intentional. Eventually, I realized I couldn't keep him locked inside, not when his entire world seemed to revolve around being by my side. I bought a harness. I trained him on a leash. And yes, I started taking him on drives. That's where Beef truly came alive. The car became his sanctuary. He'd jump into the passenger seat like it was his throne. He'd ride with his head out the window, wind ruffling his whiskers, looking like a king surveying his kingdom. When I'd park, he'd sit calmly on the center console, watching people pass by as if he were just another commuter enjoying his morning routine. At first, people were shocked. I can't count how many times someone tapped on the glass and said, "Is that a cat hanging out your window?" One guy at a gas station laughed so hard he forgot to pump his gas. Another woman burst into tears because she said seeing Beef made her believe in happiness again. And that's the thing. Beef doesn't just bring joy to me. He brings it to everyone he meets. He's calm, curious, and surprisingly social. If someone asks to pet him, he'll purr and lean into their hand like they're old friends. Dogs don't even faze him. He'll sit his ground, stare at them like, "Please." He's confident, composed, and somehow always in control. We go to pet-friendly stores, parks, city sidewalks, you name it, and every time, I see people's faces light up. Children squeal. Elderly folks smile. Even the grumpiest stranger can't help but soften when they see this little cat on a leash, acting like he owns the world. But for me, Beef is more than a novelty. He's a reminder that sometimes, love finds you in the simplest, most unexpected ways. That healing doesn't always come from planned paths. Sometimes it comes from a kitten in an alley who refuses to let go of your heart. Beef was my reward. After years of loss, heartbreak, and exhaustion in the rescue world, he showed up and said, "Keep going." And so I do. If his story brings a smile to your face, I hope you'll share it. Because somewhere out there, another animal is waiting for their second chance. And maybe someone like you is the one who'll give it to them. If you're able to support your local shelters or rescue groups, please consider it. Every dollar helps. Every act of kindness matters. And every animal like Beef is a life worth saving. He may be just a cat to some, but to me, he's a co-pilot, a companion, and the heartbeat that reminds me every day why I do what I do. And no matter where we're headed next, one thing's for sure, he's riding shotgun.